Today I'm staying in the world's weirdest hotel that's literally a massive treehouse with a well and a boat and a bunch of stuff you won't even believe. But there's only one rule. I cannot leave the hotel no matter how weird it gets. And by the end I have to give them a 5-star review. But I have to be honest.
You know what? This may be the most interesting hotel ever.
Because after taking bus for who knows how long, we arrived at the hotel for today. But it was somehow cooler than what I expected, as all the tree houses look completely different, with rooms that were also completely different from one another. But first, let's check out the best one, where you literally live inside a boat on a tree house. And this is where you will find your very own jacuzzi, an entire outdoor kitchen with barbecue, and the most beautiful view in hotel history. But you know it's the best tree house when you have plants literally growing out of it. But the deeper you go, as you carefully walk up the stairs, you arrive at the boat part of the tree house. Hey, I wonder if you can control it to make it spin around or something.
But I don't think you're supposed to use it. It's only decoration.
But that's okay, because the boat was so big, you literally get 2 separate rooms. But the next treehouse somehow gets even better, as now instead of only a jacuzzi, you have a huge private swimming pool. I think they only use it in summer because otherwise it's too cold. But also your very own pet fish, and they actually follow you around. So cute. You deserve a thumbs up. But here you also got a chair next to a tree. Let's give you food first. And a dining table outside with tiny wood thingies to sit on. The view was the same though. Kind of peaceful to look at. And at the top, you get what looks like a luxury penthouse.
So their website said the hotel was designed for a ton of people to party. And they have karaoke in the room. Ooh, I want to have karaoke.
But that's when you realize each tree house was designed under a different theme, as that one was the boat, and this one is probably blue snake or something. But on my way to the next tree house, I decided to grab some free water at the lobby, and anything free tastes good.
That one's so far my favorite one. And the fish.
But that's when so many cats show up lurking around as if they saw me as the fish. And they must be hungry. But that can't be right, because it didn't look like they wanted food either. What could they possibly want from me? All I got was a night in the weird treehouse. I'm just gonna hide in this one until the cat stopped catfishing me, even though it has scary pointy rocks on the ceiling. But this one was probably the best one yet, because the entrance looked way fancier, just like a real-life castle. And you get your very own outdoor bathroom with a swimming pool that was somehow even bigger, same as the kitchen. And you even got a fan if it gets too hot. And based on the level of design, this one totally has the best design, though things kinda look like eyeballs, which means you all get a boob. After passing through a bunch of pointy stuff, you arrive at the top, which is probably the best room in the hotel. Ooh, I wonder what's behind those really thick glass doors though.
At least you know the soundproofing wouldn't be an issue.
And if you don't want to stay in the treehouse, that's also not an issue, as they had normal looking cabins too. Actually, there were so many of them, I literally got lost just looking around. But why is there an upside down plate on the table? Maybe it's stuck on its back and can't turn back just like a tortoise? Let me help you. Wait, it's an ashtray, isn't it? Back to the upside down position you go. And the cats were somehow less afraid of me now and even started meowing at me. But why would there be a hotel this unique? Maybe the whole town or the whole city is unique, who knows? As I got curious, I decided to wander out onto the street to find the answer. I mean, their dogs look normal, their flowers look normal, the kitty ride looks kinda weird but still kinda normal, I guess. But I couldn't say the same for the playground, as I found whatever the structure is. I mean, is this for kids to play or for Ninja Warrior? There were so many pipes, I bet Mario lives here. There was a trampoline for everyone, which I had never seen in any park. But there's already a hole, so sadly we cannot use it. But we could totally use this free workout machine. Okay, it probably needed some maintenance too, and my knees kinda hurt. But just like most places, they got a Starbucks, which I decided to get this cheese spread with a lot of cheese. And next to it, you got a McDonald's, which I bought a normal apple pie, even though I think it's smaller due to inflation. And a weird apple pie, which they told me it's a new flavor, but I'm not sure what the white stuffing is. But that's when this Japanese drawing showed up out of nowhere. And you know red means good, just like my t-shirt. So let's go in, even though it cost $7. But what's inside was completely not what I expected, as you're welcomed by so many cute animals. Wait, let's give you boob. Can we have a boob counter for this video? There you go. Whoa, that's a lot of deers. It would take hours to boop all of them, and even capybaras. But as soon as I tried to pet them, they literally ran away. But that's when they gave me a secret weapon. No one could resist this green thingy I had in my hand. Let's see if it works. Come on, capybara, it's literally your favorite food. Hey, did you know humans like you so much you're pretty much an internet meme? Why did you drop that? Let's try that again. I'm just gonna go now. But all the other capybaras started to gang up on me asking for food, except for that one chilling in the water. So in the blink of an eye, the foods were all gone and I gave the rest to the goats from earlier. But hey, speaking of capybaras and water, they also have a whole swimming pool for you to swim with capybaras, which as you can see, there are already a few in there. But would you want to swim with capybaras? Let me know in the comments. But that's when I got distracted by a baby goat literally doing breakdancing, so decided to calm her down. She must have gotten those behavior from the cat I met earlier. Let's give you food. Who needs capybara when we have you, right? Actually, I found a lot more hiding inside the hole. So many cuteness, I can't take it. A really big rocket later, I found another shrine but was already occupied by capybaras. And they gave me green sparkling water to drink, which the color looked kinda weird, but after all that cuteness overload, it was totally necessary.
Click the like button if you like the goat, subscribe if you like capybaras, and leave a comment if you don't like any of them.
But back at the hotel, I realized we actually missed the treehouse hiding in the corner. But it looked too normal to me. I mean, after the playground we just saw, everything looked normal. So instead, let's try sitting on all the different seats they had in the garden to see which one was the best. And the one you already saw from earlier, well, by putting your knees like this, it actually felt like a sofa bed. And it must have had magic because I fell asleep right away. But not so fast because now we're checking out the hotel room. And the first thing you will notice would be the size of the room and the bed. I wasn't expecting the room to be this big, especially based on the price of the hotel, which you'll find out at the end of the video. But I don't know why this one doesn't have anything on it. Maybe it's a backup bed, but it's soft and punchy, and I even looked under the mattress to see if it's clean, and it's perfect. But before you go to bed, you need to take off your shoes just like this. But no worries because they have so many slippers for you. Probably too many unless you're an octopus. And the space between the beds were so huge, you could literally roll around just like that goat from earlier. The rest of the room was also big enough to do some jumping jacks and yoga practice. But what if you got bored in the room? Well, you can use the TV. Whoa, it's surprisingly big. And the remote was literally inside the tissue box. And if it gets too hot in the summer, you can always use the air conditioner. And they also have a fan. But as I went deeper into the room, I finally found the bathroom and it looked so normal at first. But then I turned around and what is that over there? Looks like I got myself another bathroom. Have you seen a hotel room with 2 bathrooms? Personally, I never seen one. And yes, it's smaller than the other one, but you can still take showers. And it's so clean, almost felt like it's new. And of course, you need a dining table, which I found this tiny stool. And by that, I really meant tiny. As half a bite, you know where I'm talking about, is hanging in midair. And by sitting down, you could barely reach the table. No, it's not me being short, I promise. Maybe you're not supposed to eat here and instead you should use the table outside. But speaking of eating, the hotel doesn't have breakfast, but they have a 24-hour convenience store literally just outside. So it wouldn't be a problem.
So originally I set out to find the weirdest hotel, but I wasn't expecting to find a hotel this good. Like, you're not gonna believe, but it only costed $30 to stay here. And the bed is so comfortable. And they let me check in an hour early. And oh my gosh, all the cats, totally 5-star.
My favorite thing about this hotel was actually how fast the hot water came. You didn't even have to wait for seconds. And $30 a night for a quadruple room for the whole family in this day and age of crazy inflation? This must be heaven. But next, I'm comparing a $20 hotel to a $400 luxury hotel to see which one is the best. And you can click on the video right now.